Hello dear students, this is the video of Standard 8, chapter number 5, Introduction to Java. And you can see children, in the previous class we have discussed the following topics. We have already discussed about comments in Java, identifiers, rules of identifiers and Java keywords. Okay, so today I'm going to discuss the following topics: Introduction to data types in Java, different data types which are used in Java. Okay, these are the following data types: byte, short, int, long, char, float, double, and boolean. So where these data types are used, what is the importance of data types, why they are used. So we will discuss all the things in this video. Okay, so let us come to the first topic: introduction to data types in Java. A data type is a classification of data which represents a set of possible values. You can classify the data according to its size, according to its types of values. Suppose it is taking true or false values, it is taking decimal values, whether it is taking integer values. Okay, which type of values it is taking. According to the type of value, it is classified. Okay, and it represents a set of possible values. So we can specify that a variable has certain type. Data types are divided into two groups. Generally, it is classified into two groups. One is primitive data type and another one is non-primitive data types. So primitive data types include byte, int, long, double, char, etc. Okay. And non-primitive data types include such as they are strings, they can be array, they can be classes, etc. Okay, so primitive data types are predefined in Java, but non-primitive data types are not predefined. It is defined by the user, it is defined by the programmer. Okay, so non-primitive data types are assigned by the programmers. So in examination the question can come, what are predefined data types? You can say, you can write primitive data types are predefined. And what are user defined? You will say non-primitive data types are user defined data types. Okay, so you can define strings, you can define array, you can define classes in your Java program. So you can see the picture of classification of data types in Java. One is primitive and another is non-primitive. You can see in primitive data type, it is again divided into Boolean type and numeric type. Boolean means yes, no type. Okay, yes, no type. And numeric means it can be, numbers can be used. Okay. So again, numeric is divided into character value and integral value. Character value means it will store only one character. Okay. And integral value means it will store digits. Okay, so character value it is char, and integral value it is again divided into integer and floating point. Integer for storing integer variables and floating point is used for storing decimal values. Okay, again integer is classified into byte, short, int and long, and floating point is divided into two types, float and double. Okay, so you can see how many data types you have to study. We have to study Boolean, about Boolean data type. We have to study about character data type. We have to study about byte, short, int, long, float, and double. We have to study these data types. Okay, and in non-primitive data types, you can see string, array, etc. String, array, classes, etc. So you don't have to study about non-primitive data types. Only you have to study about primitive data types. Okay. Now we will come to the topic primitive data types. Okay. You can see. First is byte. it takes 1 byte of memory. It takes 1 byte of memory. You can assign any variable with the data type byte. Okay. And its default value is 0. And type of value stored. Which type of value is stored in byte data type? It is used to store integral value. Means it is used to store some integer. Suppose in your BlueJ program, you want to add 2 numbers. Okay. You have written the function public add 1. Now here you want to add 2 values. Suppose you want to add 2 values. Okay. So wait, let me delete these things. Your program starts with the class name. Okay, what is the class name here? Add 1. Add 1 is the class name. Add underscore 1. Okay, public class add 1. Then you can delete the unnecessary parts of your program. Then you have to write the main function of Java. This is the main function of Java, and your Java program always starts executing with the main function. Okay, you can again start the main function, and you have to close the main function, and you can write your program within the main function. Okay, suppose you have initialized one variable of the type byte. You can initialize byte x, and inside the x you can store some values. X equals to 5. Okay, so here byte data type is used for storing integer value. Okay, byte data type is used for storing integer value. And how much memory it is taking? It is taking 1 byte of memory. Okay, now coming to sort data type, it takes 2 bytes of memory. When you have assigned sort data type in your program, it will take 2 bytes of memory, and it also stores integral value. But for large numbers, in byte, very small numbers are stored, and in sort, large numbers can be stored. Okay. You can see in page number 58, your data types are given in your book, and byte it is written what is the range of the byte from -128 to +127. So these numbers can be stored in byte data type. If you are taking sort data type, so its range is given in your book -32,768 to 32,767. So this value can be stored in sort data type. You can also assign sort data type in your program. In place of byte, you can assign sort x. Sort x, and you can assign some bigger number like this. Okay, you can assign up to 32,767. Okay, now next data type is your int data type. It is used to store integral values. Okay, means you can store some integers, and it takes 4 bytes of memory. It takes 4 bytes of memory. So obviously its range is bigger than the sort data type. Okay. Now, while you are writing the program, you can also use int data type. In place of byte or sort, you can write int data type. Why int data type? For storing integer value. For storing integer value, you can assign the variable x as int data type, as integer, and you can store some integer values which is much bigger than sort. Okay. So you can use these values using int data type. Okay, you can add two numbers, you can add two variables or two numbers, or you can multiply, or you can do many things. Okay, now coming to the next is the long data type. It takes 8 byte of memory. Okay, it is also used to store integral values. Okay, it is used to store integers. Now next one is the char data type. Char data type, it takes only 2 bytes of memory. In your program it takes only 2 bytes of memory. Okay, and 2 bytes means what? 16 bit. In your book it is written 16 bits of memory. 16 bits means 2 bytes. 8 bits of memory makes 1 byte. So 16 bits make 2 bytes of memory. Okay, and it is used to store characters. It is used to store a single character in your program. So you can also take another data type as char. You can take another data type char y. Okay, and you can slice the value of y. You can store some characters, but you can store a single character in y variable. Okay, now next one is the float. Float takes 4 byte of memory and it is used to store decimal values. Okay, suppose in your program you have to add decimal numbers. What you will do? If you will write int, if you will use int, it will not work, because int is used for integer variables. Okay, int is used for integer values. So you have to use float y. Okay, and inside y you can slice the value y equals to 12.5. Okay, so 12.5 has been sliced in the variable y. Okay, now in the same way, double, it is also used for storing decimal values, but it takes 8 bytes of memory. Obviously it takes more memory. It means you can store larger number in double data type. You can store larger number in that double data type. Okay, then next data type is boolean. It takes 1 byte of memory and it can only store true or false values, whether your statement is true or false. Okay, it is used to store only true or false values. So these are the data types which I have discussed. Now in the next class, I will discuss some sample programs of BlueJ, and then I will discuss about literals. So I hope students, you have understood all the topics nicely. Thanks for watching this video, children.